This is definitely the most impromptu video I've ever filmed. I haven't even turned the microphone on. Hello, hello, hello. Right, we're here. We're live. We're on. I'm not sure if you can see me from this angle. Oh, right, what games have we got this weekend? Oh, of course, it's FA Cup weekend. So City host Arsenal in tonight's game. Hopefully it'll be tonight's game when this goes up. I'm saying both teams will go pretty strong for this. I don't think to actually get further in the FA Cup, they're going to go strong for this, for the mindset for the league. This is the first time City play Arsenal this season because of the previously rearranged game because of the Queen's death, I think. So it's going to be a big game for the mindset, if anything. I think City being at home will win because we've pretty much had the hardest possible cup draw so far, and we've come through in every round apart from Southampton, the easiest one of the lot, you'd say. So I'm probably going to go with a comfortable City win for this one, actually. Maybe 3-1. Accrington Stanley v Leeds. Well, I'd like to say I've done my research for this, but seeing as I've just turned the camera on, I couldn't even tell you where Accrington is. However, I do know something about Leeds, and that's they're not doing very well in the league this season. So I'm probably going to go for a Leeds win on that one. Okay, we're back, and we're only actually going to do predictions where I know something about the teams going on, because you don't want to hear me talk about where Accrington Stanley is based rather than the actual football team. So we'll come back with Fulham Sunderland. Now, I've really been impressed with Fulham this year. I think I had them 20th in my predictions to finish just flat bottom and go back down for what would be the third season in a row, I think. Sunderland, meanwhile, they're doing well in the Championship. I can see them getting up to the Premier League pretty soon, being such a big club. But for this one, I'm actually going to go for a Fulham win. I think Sunderland will compete. They'll do pretty well. They have a great following. I'm pretty sure they'll sell out their max capacity, cup capacity at Craven Cottage. But I think Fulham will pull through into the fifth round. Now, Ipswich versus Burnley. I've been so impressed with Burnley this year. For Kompany to come back into English football and do so well after only really a few years of experience, Anderlecht is really impressive. I think he will eventually be the Man City manager if he continues this form. I'd give him maybe 2-3 more years at Burnley to see how he works in the Premier League, really, on much more limited resources than he'd get at the Etihad. Ipswich, meanwhile, they're doing well in League One. They could easily go up this season. So it's going to be a tough game. I'm going to go for a Burnley win and for them to get through to the fifth round. And hopefully we get a City-Burnley matchup in the Cups this year. Now, if I believe in one thing, it's that Spurs have to win a trophy in the next couple of years because the fans are already starting to get on the back of Levy's back. Kane's maybe looking at leaving. It's a crucial time for Spurs to win a trophy, and if they do it, they have something to build on. There's less pressure. The tag is gone of they haven't won a trophy in what it's been 10 years, maybe 15, 20 years. So they've got to win something soon. The FA Cup would be the perfect opportunity, and maybe their only opportunity this year for that to actually happen. Now, I know they've got to a Champions League final. You just have to win a trophy because that's what everyone takes the mick out of them for. I can see Kane re-signing a contract if they do win a trophy. So they've got to go to Preston and put out their full strength team. I can see them winning. But with Spurs, you never know what's going to happen in the Cups. But I'm going to go with the Spurs victory. And then United, of course, they get the easiest draw perhaps of the round, Reading. I'm not actually sure how well Reading are doing in the Championship this year. Are they even in the Championship? They're 14th. They've won 1 of the last 5 games. It's only going to be United victory on the current form. Rashford, by the way, I knew he'd turn good again at some point, and United fans were kind of losing patience with him towards the end of last season and even before the World Cup. But he's gone away. He's focused his game, and he looks so much stronger, fitter, and more confident than he did before the World Cup. I'm not sure what's happened in Qatar. I don't really watch United that often, but every goal he scored since the World Cup, I think he's leading goal scorer in the league after the World Cup, which is just a ridiculous stat, seeing as a lot of United fans were saying he's kind of finished and happy to see him go. But easy United win for this one. I'm going to go comfortable 3-0. Brighton v Liverpool. Now, this game was played in the Premier League at the Amex about a week and a half ago now, I think. And Brighton were pretty comfortable winners going out 3-0, and Liverpool didn't really even put up a fight that game. Now, usually when teams play each other so close in a cup and league competition, the result isn't usually the same, I've found. I can see Liverpool putting in a much better performance this time around. I guess they've never really put much attention on the cups, but with this year and their league position, winning a trophy in a poor season would be a decent result for Liverpool still. I still think they will get top four. I'm just waiting for them to kick in. You got to remember we're halfway through the season. We're in where we'd usually be in mid-December. And they have a tendency to kick on in the second half. And I think they will when their injuries come back. I really like Jota as a player. Gakpo will hit his World Cup form, I'm sure. But I'm going to go for Liverpool to reach the fifth round 2-0. And I've got to give a mention to Wrexham v Sheffield United. It's not the standout draw of the round, but Wrexham, the National League side, have done really well to get here. How much they'd love to get through and get a Premier League team in the fifth round would be do wonders for their club. I know they're probably going to go up They're probably going to go up at the end of this season, and they welcome Sheffield United, Championship high flyers. I reckon they're going to get a great atmosphere down at Wrexham. It's only a little ground, but I'm going to predict it'll be on TV. It's an evening game. I'm going to go for a Wrexham win. I think the Welsh team will pull through. And the final game of the weekend is Derby County against West Ham. West Ham at the moment, they're really stuttering in the league. I read something Antonio said recently in the media that they tried to change the style of play at the start of the season and become kind of a bigger club, have bigger club mentality away from their kind of counter-attack football, and it's just not works for them. They're getting counter-attacked, basically what they used to do to teams, and it just doesn't work for the style of play of Souček and Antonio. And Bowen is completely lost form. Antonio looks like he's actually leaving, maybe in the January transfer market. So it's all going downhill for West Ham. I do like them as a club. I think they'll definitely stay up in the league. They've got too much quality, but I think they need to go back to what they had last season, what works for them. Again, don't change your winning formula. They got to the European competition semi-finals. And finished sixth in the league. So they clearly were doing something right. I don't understand why you'd change it. And to call for West Ham fans to try and get Moyes sacked is just a disgrace. We're halfway into the next season. Give the guy a chance. But I'm actually going to go for a Derby win in this one. And then my camera sadly passed away. But if you want to see more content, please subscribe. And we will see you with more content in the near future.